just gonna stop being so disgusting. Bodybuilding gave me a load of gas. She's disgusting. So what bodybuilding gave us?
A lot.
Yeah.
How many years were you?
4.5.
Man, I took my time. I was doing that for 15 years. But yeah,
She's a slow learner.
Yeah. But yeah, so, you know, one of the big things was that strength. It's nice to feel powerful, physically powerful and strong.
Disciplined, stoic, having a sense of purpose, showing up in the gym, being able to commit to a goal, follow it through, achieve it. That sense of like winning, loved that. Loved actually competing, like it was so much fun.
Yeah.
You meet some shit cool people.
Meet cool people. Just that, like you said, that discipline and being able to do stuff that like not everybody can do. So it's that mental and physical toughness and resilience, and you know, that's a nice feeling.
Yeah, you get respect for it as well, because you do put your body through quite a lot. So you do get a massive sense of achievement when you achieve what you're set out to do. And you going to the Olympia, like loads of things that are just like, yep, tick the box, hang the trophies up, the medals.
It's just that attention as well, because obviously so much of it is physical that whenever you walk into a room, it's like I always used to get such a buzz off everybody looking at you and being intrigued and knowing that you were so unique. Like wherever you went, you were always like something that, like the topic of conversation, people wanted to talk to you and get to know you. And yeah,
so I guess that sort of a sense of importance and that you belong somewhere, or that you can be respected in a social circle kind of idea.
Yeah, so you get listened to straight away. Like building this amazing platform that we've got, that was definitely
a massive plus. Yeah, and also all the knowledge that we've gained from bodybuilding. So like all the courses that we did, the amazing coaches and people that we got to train with, some of the best in the world, all of the knowledge that we gained from that, and just from pushing our own bodies, the nutrition nerding, to find out all the best ways to achieve what we wanted to achieve. So yeah, a massive knowledge gain for both of us in every aspect of training.
Yeah, especially like, because then I went on to use that knowledge to have a career in coaching. So I still coach like a lot of other girls through, whether it be for health or to compete. So yeah, all of that, like to build a career as well. And
then doing like the personal development coaching, NLP, like business coaching, like everything. So it just kind of gave us a good base to learn a lot, actually. Confidence. Yeah, a lot of confidence. Exploring the world. So like cool experiences and opportunities. Loads of sponsors, like fitness shoots, kind of loads of fun stuff.
Going to America, Las Vegas, South Africa, all these incredible countries, and paid for by the Federation for some of them as well.
Guest posing, yeah. I went to Malta, you did China.
Japan,
yeah,
same thing. Joking. But also
my geography's not good.
Also like it kind of gave you that purpose and passion. So every day it was like you knew you had something really important to do, and kind of drove you forward. You always felt like you had a purpose.
And also probably one of the biggest things that it gave us was a massive polarity, to realize that you have to go to one extreme to flip back to the other. So we had this like huge like push towards one edge, which is super extreme in bodybuilding, and that instigated us growth to catapult us back more to balance. So you have to do stuff that's extreme to actually grow, that makes you uncomfortable. So anything that makes you uncomfortable will make you grow on a lot of levels.
We got very uncomfortable there for a while. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. So what else did bodybuilding give us?
Anxiety.
Yeah, it wasn't all smiles like you see on all the social media posts and all the wins of the trophies. It's yeah, there was kind of like a darker side to it.
Dark days, depression, lows after shows, low energy, adrenal fatigue, overstimulation. That's what causes anxiety. Gut issues. health issues, hair loss.
Yeah, there was a time I couldn't go to the toilet without extreme laxatives for 3 months because my gut function was so poor. Hormones, like we both didn't have a monthly cycle, like I didn't have a monthly cycle for years. So the damage that could have done, who knows?
Toxic overload as well from like all the supplements, stims, like loads of different things that you're putting in your body, sweeteners, stuff that's not healthy, and really not listening to yourself on a deep level from health point of view. So an ability to ignore yourself massively and ignore your own intuition, which also links to the gut issues. Actually also as well,
mentioned earlier that we felt like we had like a passion and a purpose, but actually when you go to the extreme end of something, you have this kind of polarity and it kind of catapults you back. So actually you end up further away from your true self and further and further away from your true purpose. So yeah, that was definitely something we both experienced towards the end.
Yeah, it's funny when you list all the things that it gave you, and then when you start to not be in flow with bodybuilding, it actually gives you all the opposite of those things. So yes, it gave us confidence and body confidence, but also gave us body image issues and lack of confidence sometimes.
Like for me as well, because of the extreme level I took it to, because it was bodybuilding and there was PEDs involved, it was like having the virilization and some of the changes that would happen with like hair thinning, voice change, masculinization. I didn't feel great about myself or particularly confident walking into a room, and now having people looking at me and talking about me. So at first maybe it felt great to have all that attention, then it was like, oh yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, it's a real rejection of the feminine on every level.
Yeah, definitely.
Eating issues, eating disorders, massive issues with food, binge eating.
I've like binge eating for 9 years for me, and
restriction, like all sorts of bulimia, anorexia, like these kind of issues that just come back.
And then having to try and unwind all of these things when you do decide to stop, because they've been kind of imprinted into your behaviors. So it's like not just whilst competing, but afterwards, then trying to find what your normal is, what your balance is. So that was something that it kind of left at the tail end as well.
So it's really hard to get balance back because you've been so far on that edge. Yeah, so it can kind of create amazing things for you, but equally mess you up if you're not careful.
Yeah, and it can kind of it can end up kind of keeping you distracted actually, because it's such a all-in sport. If you decide to do bodybuilding or competing, or even just some sort of extreme photo shoot or something like that where you want to take your body to unnatural levels, yeah, it kind of
just creates that polarity where you restrict for so long and then all of a sudden you eat and then you go the other way.
Yeah.
And it's just this imbalance and your scale's constantly going up and down, and it just makes you feel that imbalance on every level, and you just feel very uneasy, unstable, unsure of who you are. Your identity gets massively wrapped up in your image. So like it's intertwined that you are bodybuilding, bodybuilding is you. We both built our following on bodybuilding, so
it can become very like a very stuck, lonely place, because it gets to the point where you put so much pressure on yourself to be constantly better and better, and you don't actually have any time to hear your internal voice of, do I actually want to do this anymore? Is this actually what I'm supposed to be doing? Because you're so sort of on that Groundhog Day, you just keep going, keep going, keep going. And like for us, that's when we started to notice we had a lot of physical issues, the gut and all sorts of different things. Almost like a little tap on the shoulder to kind of wake you up a little bit.
And for me, I lost all my love for training as well. Like I was always fit and healthy and into sports and like massively into competitive sports before bodybuilding. And when I had internally decided that I didn't want to compete anymore and I was still trying to force myself to do it, I just ended up not having any motivation to go to the gym, but it was actually that I didn't want to do it anymore, and I was trying to force my body to do things I didn't want to do. So then I was getting sick, injured, the body just starts to break down, and then I couldn't force myself to go to the gym because I just really did not want to do it.
Yeah. So, and like I started to actually, like my physique just started getting worse, and I was looking old. It really ages you, doesn't it?
You still look old. Joking.
Yeah, so yes, that's some of the darker sides of what we kind of the things that we gain.
We forgot to mention the best thing, bodybuilding brought us together.
Yeah, that was in the first bit, or is that in this bit, the darker side?
It's probably the darker side. So what have we learned from all of this?
Hopefully something.
A little something about something. So I guess on a deeper level, we learned a lot of things, and we've been delving into the why that we did bodybuilding over the last few years, and loads of things have come to the surface through layers of like emotional work, trauma work, like loads of deep healing that we've been dragging ourselves through to get to the bottom of, and we've gotten loads of lessons from it. And what we've noticed is we've loads of similarities as well, because of our backgrounds are quite similar. But the reasons that we got into bodybuilding were actually, it's the reason that I got into most of the sports that I've ever done, and even yoga on that level, wanting to be the best. And I had this like hard work ethic that I have to work hard, and that equals success, and need to be seen as the best because that equals success, and needed approval and external approval, mainly from like a lack of sense of self as a kid. So if you don't have a clear mirror when you're growing up of like people you start to mirror yourself off of, where you develop your sense of self, and if they're not very clear, you just kind of mirror whoever's around you. And that could be from a place of lack. So if you're missing something in that mirror, so the approval or the attention that you might not have got as a kid, or it could be one male or female figure or something like that, that just causes you to behave a certain way for your whole life. And it's crazy when you think about it. Also very thankful that I had that, because if I had everything that I needed, I wouldn't have probably achieved anything.
Yeah, definitely that lack of sense of self. And then what can happen is decisions you make come from like you said, a place of lack. So instead of it being a real purpose and passion, it's actually coming from a place of feeling like maybe you're going to be good enough or worthy of love, or maybe you're going to fit in if you can just be this cutout of what you think that other people will think is the right one. So you end up on this mad journey, like 15 years bodybuilding, which, you know, it was amazing, but like
detour.
Yeah, a little bit of a detour for me.
And it's funny for me because I went so far down the yoga route, which is total opposite to bodybuilding, but it's almost like I needed the two polarities to make me realize what's in the middle, what's healthy, what's on each extreme, and how both of them can do with a bit of each other, but like not one or the other, because it's not really healthy to have such an imbalance going on and for so long. And yeah, it's better to own that stuff and like figure it out sooner before it ruins your bank balance and your health and loads of other things.
Yeah, also just not having that real self-love for yourself. So doing things that are way out of line with your own intuition for your own health, for your mental state, because you don't think you're good enough unless you've kind of achieved all these things and get all that validation off other people.
Yeah. We both realized as well that we were like rejecting nurturing, so like nurturing ourselves, and it's a complete rejection of the feminine energy. So not like nourishing yourselves with food, complete starvation. My body actually started to look like a little starved child. Like it just was not healthy. And it's funny because you look the healthiest you've ever been in your life, but actually you're the weakest and you don't feel great at all. So like all the magazines and all the photo shoots that I've done, I look amazing externally, look super fit and healthy, but actually on the internal I would have felt a lot better when I was crossfitting. because I wasn't as lean.
We also realized that there was like a lot of pain that had been repressed. So we appeared to be incredibly strong, and especially on the outside, but it's like this armor you build up, because actually there's some kind of cracks in there, and there's things that are a little weak emotionally, so you build up this armor to appear strong, and that's like your protection. Yeah, there was deep things there, like things that I only realized like over the last couple of years, just about pain and trauma around actually not having a father growing up, and yeah, just the finding out that actually facing those was a much better option than kind of taking this mad detour to try and find this external validation and this external strength.
Yeah, because you'll keep searching for the next thing to get that validation. When you're tired or you're jaded with one thing, you'll jump onto the next thing. So it's like if you're the type of person that hops from one thing to another and you're extreme all in on everything, there's something to look at in that. And some of the things can be healthy that you do, but also if it's coming from an imbalanced, unhealthy place, you'll never be satisfied or happy with who you are, and you'll never be able to accept yourself as you are, because it will never be perfect, and it'll never be enough, and you'll never be skinny enough, you'll never be lean enough, you'll never be big enough, strong enough, whatever, if you don't look at the deeper issue as to why. We at now at this point in our journey, and I would say we are both looking at ourselves on a deep level on personal growth. We're on a big journey of like delving into how we can be better humans and all around more effective humans, and also working on ourselves so that we can serve you guys.
We've done a lot of work already on emotional release, and continually just seeing what parts of us need to be let go of, what beliefs, what identities, masks, what things are we still holding on to that just no longer serve us. So it's just that continuous work to become the most empowered and the most free and authentic versions of ourselves.
And clear. We're really looking at truth as well and everything. Like if we have a certain behavior or feeling around something, it's like, oh, why are we triggered by that? And it's literally daily looking at triggers.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that behavior? Why are you biting your nails? Why are you doing this? No escaping from our own bullshit basically, and no more unhealthy soothing behaviors that are just masking deeper issues. So if we are going to a certain behavior that's soothing something, we will look at it and see why. So yeah, it's just really trying to own our shit basically.
Looking at it on a deep level, owning it, and then taking action in whichever direction we see is the best.
Also like accepting what we've done in the past, and it was all part of our journey, and now like nourishing and healing our own bodies and giving us what we need daily.
So what do we stand for?
Truth.
We stand for truth.
The whole truth.
Truth, as we say in England. Also for health, anything that is health focused.
Wellness, well-being, anything that makes us vital or have more vitality and energy and longevity, as opposed to the instant gratification of like looking or being a certain way. Growth.
Yeah.
We're just continually wanting to grow more, and also want everyone around us to grow, and anyone who's following us or chooses to work with us, the main focus would be looking at truth and helping you to grow and be the best you can be.
Yeah. Also, just really huge one for us is making the most of this incredible life, and just kind of really living that every day. And
geez, you waste so much time stuck in that bodybuilding war that you're not really living, because you're so contracted, because you can't go out there and live your life and be social because you're just tired and you're jaded, and all you can think about is your competition. So we feel like we've a bit of living to make up for.
Yeah, watch out world. Yeah, also just really serving ourselves, at the most nurturing and nourishing and sort of understanding level, so that we can then serve others, serve you guys. Be the best and most healthiest versions of ourselves, so that we can give give the best to the world.
Yeah.
So where are we going next? We're going to the goddamn jungle.
Yep. We want to like delve deeply into ourselves a little bit more. Trauma release and emotional healing. So we're going to do some plant medicine. We're going to go to the jungle, to the Amazon with Rosie and her brother, who is also mad.
He's also a legend, an absolute legend.
And we're going to see my brother. Some of you will have seen me share his story, but he lives in a treehouse in the jungle doing all sorts of stuff over there.
So we're going on an adventure. Like we said, we stand for making the most of this life and stepping on the edge of adventure and excitement to really test ourselves and learn about ourselves and to educate ourselves even more as we go around, learning from masters of different different disciplines, whether it be Ayurvedic medicine, or we just studied recently a shamanic massage ritual. So we are on a mission
to learn. Like we're both, like one of the top things on our list is to upskill, upgrade, uplearn. We've both done so many courses, we've got so many qualifications and all sorts of things, but we want to keep adding to our toolbox so that we can bring the absolute best, most up-to-date, also most wise and tried and tested information back to you guys, and what's on the edge of what's new and what really works versus what doesn't work. So we're going to try it all, so you don't have to.
Yeah, we can just feed back and say, this is the one, this isn't, or whatever.
This is not the one.
So this is just going to be, our life's work now. We're so aligned with this, so passionate. It's taken us a little bit of a while since we retired from bodybuilding to kind of figure out, what are we doing? Like, what is going on? There was so much work to do on ourselves and like realigning everything.
And it's super hard to do all of that work when you're still on social media. So the two of us have not really been sharing fully what's been going on, but it's just because sometimes you can't share when you're processing things. So myself and Rosie are going to show up a lot more, that now we have so much clarity about what's happened, where we are and what we want to create. And also that we're not here to try and convince anyone to bodybuild or not bodybuild, that everyone's on their own journey and their own path, and we had to do our own journey and our own path, and it's needed for the growth. So we are here to help others who are on the edge of leaving that world or trying to empower themselves as opposed to being trapped by diets. Doesn't necessarily have to be bodybuilding, it's just more that diet trap in general and the body image issues and all of that. So we are here to try and sprinkle a little bit of magic on all of this shit that's going on.
Like no one could have told us to do it any other way when we were doing it. So we certainly don't want to be the people to try and tell someone else how they should be living their life. But if you are one of the people that is ready for a change, hit us up, get in touch, DM us, follow this journey as we go off on our adventure. Watch how we have grown from both being so locked in that identity of being IFBB pro bodybuilders, and then how we've just heel spun, and how you can just like live this incredible fulfilled life with growth, even though you've kind of changed everything. It's not actually so scary.
Yeah, it's no fear of letting go of that identity. What would it feel like if you could just drop everything and drop all the labels, all the tags? Like, it just feels so freeing. Like when I left bodybuilding and it literally was like, I'm not competing anymore. It was like, woo, what will I do now? It just opens up so much space for something much bigger and what you're actually here for.
Yeah, so it's a big wide world, guys, and yeah, hopefully all of the stuff that we are going to share over, the next coming months and further into the future is just going to expose how big and exciting and how full the world is of opportunity and potential for each and every one of you. Hell yeah.
Yo, yo.
Oh!